haven't seen you around the Vale of late.
The markets are up there.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary. Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it? And I told you, it's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not Sid's influence.
You, mentioned a favor. What is it you'd have me do? I don't want to keep my companions waiting.
If you mean Sid and the girl, you needn't worry. They have yet to reach the checkpoint. Yes, Otto asked me to help them as well. But to answer your question, I need you to find someone for me. One of my girls. Tatienne has been gone for several days now, having left no word of explanation. And I've begun to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. Though I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you'll do your best. Oh, and take this. Proof of that trust. And hopefully enough to keep prying eyes from looking too closely at that handsome face of yours. Now, I have matters to attend to at the Iron Flagon. If you find anything, ask for me there.
I should probably start here.
You wear the dame's brooch. She must trust you.
Enough to have me look for one of your colleagues. A woman by the name of Tatienne.
She's still missing then. Oh, if only I'd comforted her.
You saw her before she disappeared.
The day before, she was in tears. She'd lost her comb, a gift from the dame. It wasn't anything fancy, but you could tell it meant the world to her. You see, Tatienne was an orphan, and she looked upon the dame as a mother, as do we all.
So she was upset.
And I didn't lend her my shoulder. But perhaps someone else. Tatienne shared a room. Her chambermaid may have seen something. She's over there, sitting by the pond.
Thank you. Let's see what her chambermaid can tell us then.
So you're the new escort the girls have been talking, and you've already been sent off on an errand, eh? Poor boy. You'll be knackered before the real work begins later on.
I'm told you share a bedchamber. Did she say anything to you?
Before she went missing, only that she needed to meet with someone. She did mention a name, but I know exactly who she is.
You do?
Lad from the garrison. Annoying little shit. Spent every guil he earned on Tatienne, and picked fights with anyone else who tried to buy her, followed her around like a lost puppy. Tatienne was flattered at first, but it didn't take long for her to get scared. She thought about saying something. But the dame was so proud of her for how much she was bringing in, and she didn't want to let her down.
This man from the garrison. Did you ever see him?
Of course I did. He tried to sneak into our room enough times. Slimy sod's got a scar over one eye. Claims he got it.
You've been very helpful.
Don't let him get away with this.
A man from the garrison. Seems a trip to the barracks. In order.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little...
Excuse me, you there? I cannot help but notice you bear the moon, and might I trouble you for some assistance?
And who exactly?
Oh, forgive me. I am Etienne, a humble merchant. Though fortunate enough to count the day, I have business beyond these walls, but the guards have grown somewhat suspicious of my comings and goings of late. I was hoping someone might be kind enough, and who better than someone in the employ of the Vales? Would you be willing to help a fellow in his...
Why not?
Marvelous. The task is simple enough. Pass through the gate and deliver packages to a few of... There are 3 in total. A grocer, an apothecary, and a distiller. You need only mention that the items you carry are... fresh from the...
Nothing dangerous.
Why, of course not. Merely trifles, which folk beyond the checkpoint are keen to... And though I cannot prevent you from... strongly.
The markets are open.
Sergeant's got it in for us. Where's your commanding officer branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real?
Hey, you lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more...
I'm just passing.
I don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stuff.
That'll be why he's strutting about like...
The Dane laughed when we offered her our protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's...
I dare say... How about it, branded? Care to
I'd rather not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are. Robin and I need to know the dame's being properly looked up.
Fine.
Oh, and just so you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you take a moment to get ready if you need it. Wouldn't want... Now...
If that's what...
Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding. Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon. All right. So you know one end of a blade from the other. Enough. Fuck me.
What the hell are you playing at, Leon? Ah, so it's a real challenge he wants, is it? Fine. Sword up, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we? How the bearer win the Dane's favour anyway?
By knowing when to hold my tongue for a start.
Potential. I'll give you that.
It's over. Can I go now?
Grieger's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
The dame's man or no, he's still a branded. Best hope the sergeant never is.
Yeah, not after the bullocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sodder.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this, tell her we got a good few hits.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
About what?
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, assist the Dame of the Vale in her endeavour. As unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Sambraquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be
All right.
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearers, and yet many would see, not for the want of coin, simple fare cost little more than a pittance, but to revel in the suffering of others. Contemptible though it is, my countrymen would sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers, and despite my best attempts at secrecy, my efforts to dole out comestibles have been which brings me to my request. The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could...
Fine. What do you need me to do?
Oh, thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much, but it will make all the difference. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now. What food I can provide goes where the need is greatest. And today, that happens to be the barracks. 3 bearers, overworked and underfed. Not permitted a...
It's no wonder so many die before their time.
Tragic, true, but do not let anger make you careless. People will view this act of mercy as an undermining of the Empire. Be discreet for both our sakes, and for the sake of those we feed. Oh, and when you're finished, a word in the ear of one of the Danes.
You won't be staying?
I'm afraid not. I'm expected back in the capital, and have already risked...
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
To the Vale, then, is it?
I'm looking for a man with a scar over it.
Looking for a man? Does this look like a brothel, branded? Fuck off!
Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be...
There's only one man in the garrison with a dodgy eye. His name's Yannick. I haven't seen him around.
On account of him being in war. Yeah, Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with...
The Dame thing. Moore is the last village on the road to Oriflamme. I should let Isabel know where I'm headed.
Are you waiting for it to heal on its own? Hurry up!
Looks like now's not the... You look like you need a rat.
Not half as much as I need. I don't eat it here, though.
Has it always been that?
Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. I'd be dead without him.
Me? That's something.
There's nothing here for your...
I have a delivery from Etienne. Fresh from the Masters.
Oh, why didn't you? Sorry about the welcome. Here.
Perfume.
Oriflamme's fine.
I have no...
Well, I have business with you.
I do not know you. Where is the
Somewhere the gate guards won't be paying him or his effect.
Fine. Hand over the goods and be gone. This is lighter than usual. Branded, if I discover...
I can always...
You will do no such thing. Your master, had you been the tool of any other man, I would seek payment.
Cigars.
Those cigars are worth more than you.
What did you say was in these pies again?
I warn you now, I don't sell to your kind, whether you have the coin or not. Where's your master?
Etienne sent me.
Didn't know he had his own bearer. Business must be booming. All right. And...
All this for...
not just any drink. The very best. Specially distilled. The guards find that, they'll seize it before you can blink. Etienne likes it. Tell him there's more where that came from.
Of course. Perfume, cigars, and spirits. Someone has expensive tastes. The question is, how can they afford to maintain them? I suppose there's only one way to find out.
Clive, tell me you bear good tidings.
That remains to be seen.
Oh, Tatienne, you could have told...
This Yannick. The soldiers I spoke to believe he's in the village of Moor. According to them, he claimed to have some business with a merchant there. Though that wouldn't explain his continued absence.
And you plan on traveling to Moor to ascertain the truth?
Isn't that what you want?
Oh, it is, but I fear sending you there may cause more harm than good. The people of Moor are rather set in their way. You'll find they have little love for bearers, and they will not hesitate to report one such as you to the constabulary. There is a man in Moor who owes me a favor. More than one in. His name is Bertrand, and he works at the stables. Tell him...
I shall return as soon. I have something for you.
From the Chamberlain. You need to leave.
Branded! Who told you? And you! If you've got a message for me, out with it.
It's not been half a moon since Venice.
Enough! Curse you! Get away from me! That's your work for!
Here.
The Chamberlain, but alas, my work.
You need...
But I won't
And what of your...
Am I?
A drover has more regard for his cattle than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
Ah, that bastard!
Ah, you have returned.
I believe these are you.
Delightful.
You don't say. And would she be
You mean the
Why not just...
An honest man wears deception like shackles, but after all, we both know the... And if you don't know what this day's work may have... Despite the risk, our friends beyond...
I didn't realize...
As scarce as...
I think you...
Yeah, a reward for a job well... I thank you. As will our mutual friend when she hears of how you have aided me.
Well then, I suppose you'll need a little something.
All right. Are you here for business or pleasure?
Business, though not my own. The Chamberlain put me to work delivering food.
Ah, so he found someone to help him then. Just as well. I hear his friends back at court have been taking a little too much interest in him of late.
So he really is a Chamberlain.
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. Us girls thought of him as a generous uncle. He was one of the only people round here who seemed bothered by the way the Empire treats its bearers.
Rare for one in his position.
A fact not wasted on the Dame. A little nudge from her is all it took, and he became the patron saint of Northreach's starving masses. My sisters and I may have lost an uncle, but bearers are being fed for a change, so we don't grumble. Much.
Glad to hear it.
Gives you faith, though, doesn't it? To know there are people out there like him. And you, for that matter. It's no wonder the Dame's got a soft spot for you.
I better be going. Oriflamme, how many bearers suffer to keep your granaries full?
That's enough for today, Branded.
That's enough dallying, you.
Up, the lot of you. There's still work.
You heard me. You, Branded, here, now!
If the people of Moor are as intolerant as Isabel says, it's no wonder the Empire never sent my unit here.
What do you want? If that's what you want. And if that's what you want.
Weren't expecting any new Branded until the new moon. You don't
he's a deserter, do you?
Call that clean? You good-for-nothing sluggard!
Are you Bertrand?
Sounds about right. Well, go on then.
One of her courtesans has got a soldier who may have information on her whereabouts.
Many traders stop to peddle their wares on their way to the cap, but only one's been seen.
Is he still here?
The trader? Oh, yeah. Stubborn sod stood his ground till the soldier got tired of shouting, from what I hear. If you seek him out, keep your head down. Fact is, folks round here would sooner hang her branded than help him. And that's even with the dame's brooch for protection.
Understood.
What's this? A branded? Where's your master? Must I call for the constable?
I come to you from Northreach, at the behest of the Dame. Perhaps you've heard of her.
Why, of course I have. I am the good lady's servant. What is it that she requires of me?
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with a soldier some few days ago. A soldier with a scar over his eye.
Yes, that's right. He had a comb which he claimed was an antique. Said he wanted to trade it for a newer one. But although it was an antique, it most certainly was not, as I told him. Nevertheless, he insisted that it was of great value. I stood firm, however, and for all.
And do you know where...
My customers aren't usually in the habit of telling me whither they are bound. But as it happens, this one did. Yonder ruins, strange as it may sound.
My thanks.
Not at all. I would do anything for the Dame. Anything. Be sure and tell her, won't you, that I was helpful. I mean, most helpful.
It smells of death here, Torgor. Wolves. We can't let them get any closer to the village.
Give them all you've got, boy.
Damn it all. Bodies. Well, the wolves have been... So it is you.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick. The girl Yannick went off to sea every night. You said her name.
You.
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find by the looks of things.
We both found it.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find them. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Morveson.
If you mean this comb...
He might not be...
I think he meant to ask us something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach, and we all know what happens to desert. Tell the dame I'm sorry. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatian...
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. And most, speaking of which, could you tell her what happened?
I need to tell Isabel. Perhaps the comb will give her something to remember Tatienne by. Not much chance I'd make it through the Penitent's Gate without someone recognizing me as a deserter. Sid had better have a plan.
Don't let them get away!
If it was... You are still in one piece. You will be pleased to hear that your companion... They said they would meet you at a little chapel.
Thank you, but... I was on my way to...
You found... I see. It is by no means uncommon for a client to fall for a courtesan, but rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her...
I should go.
Before you do, the veil counts among it according to one of the looser-tongued...
Not to mention...
But did he mention that it was all of the legions? This is no mere skirmish. Were I to guess. But that couldn't possibly be true now, could it? Take care, Clive.
I will.
out of her pen. I think she's lost.
I can't.
And she likes walking in the wheat. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything.
In that case. That's a lot of field to search. But with a little luck, someone might have seen her.
Chloe always comes back. Always.
You work these fields?
A branded. Why should I help?
Because a girl from the village asked me to find
Chloe. Last I saw, the filthy... That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet...
the windmill.
Off with you now.
Chloe? More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl? Is that? I hope they don't mind. The crystal's cursed.
Chloe, I was calling...
What?
Get up now, Chloe. Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favourite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything?
She's not dead.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just... And now she's gone forever.
Giving another bearer her...
No, don't...
It's true. And without them...
Dad...
They do. Parents that give them away. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
Up! The lot of you. There's still work to be done.
You, branded! Here, now! You're late.
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? Well...
All right.
My. He's over that way. Toward...
For someone whose son's in mortal danger, he didn't seem all that worried. Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
Not if I can help it. Stay back. I'll deal with this.
It's over.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to... Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed...
What is this? Your father's...
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that.
having fun.
Why are you still speaking?
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's... Someone needs to put an end to this.
How dare you frighten my son? That wolf was... You are the entity...
Nor am I.
See? I told you.
You're not the branded I bought. Well, the sins of the...
That unlucky wretch would be the... I can summon her if you like.
You
look afraid. Well, how do you think those bearers in the field... From the look of you, I'd say you're starting to get an idea of the first. Now...
Father, he's scaring me.
You think to threaten us?
Can't we just buy another hound? A bigger one?
Of course, my son. I'll have the village...
I'm wasting my time. But I can't just leave those bearers. That much I can do. How many bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
More victims of the nobles' games. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame. I'm in her service, like yourself. Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here.
Gladly. Let's put them to...
May their burden finally... I take it you...
I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. How can they think so?
Simple. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can hold still. Such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, it's gonna tear your throat. Same with bearers. Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. The realm's less two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here.
You don't have to.
Take care. Till then.
Had another branded drop in the field yet.
Weren't expecting any new branded until the new moon.
Any trouble on the way?
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door. Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut? And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the Mother Crystals truly are the cause of the Blight...
If? You wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried, but nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Aye, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
There are not nearly enough men here.
Then it's fortunate the city guard doesn't take sentry assignment as seriously as you do. This bodes well.
Won't be a first. This may not be such a terrible plan after all.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Only that your last secret shortcut was nowhere near as secret as you claimed.
Yeah, but that's half the fun of it. Life's too short for perfect plans. You want a plan that'll keep you on your toes, stop you growing old and complacent.
Worked for you, has it?
Clive, my boy, even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change. You must embrace these moments. Allow them to suffuse your heart with a deep sense of fulfillment.
Narrowly escaping death at the hands of an enemy is not my idea of fulfillment.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Just wondering if the two of you had finished.
Right. We make for the Mother Crystal's heart as planned. Destroy it and the whole thing should come tumbling down.
And if the passage to the inner sanctum is guarded?
Then we embrace the moment and use it to grow and change. Come on, this way. Try to stay out of sight.
Obviously.
Don't worry, the passage is empty.